You want to learn how to speak the language?
Your goal is for communication. Then FLR is the solution.
Alright. Good day, good day. Alright, for our next Japanese lesson, today we're going to talk about the Naike. The Naike, the Nai form. So, as you can see, we have in parentheses all the forms that we'll be using in our lesson today. So, the first one is nakereba naranai. Nakereba naranai. I have to do this. I have to do that. Nakute wa ikenai. Nakute wa ikenai. It's pretty much the same meaning as nakereba naranai. You have to do this. I have to do that. You can pretty much use those interchangeably. Nakute mo ii. Nakute mo ii. Now we've seen this before in previous lessons and example sentences. This is you don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. Today I don't have to go to school. Today I don't have to work or something like that. Nakute mo ii. The next one is nakute mo kamawanai. Nakute mo kamawanai. This one means it's even if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't do it. It doesn't matter if I study hard because I won't pass the test or something like that. It doesn't matter if you do this or do that. Zuni. That is part of Naike as well. You take you drop off the nai and add zuni, and that will translate into instead of doing this, you do that. Without doing this, you do that. Ta hogai or nai hogai. Now the ta hogai, you put the verb in the ta form. That's basically saying you had better do this. You had better study. Benkyou shita hogai desu. Netta hogai desu. You had better sleep. Nai hogai, that's saying that you had better not do it. So tabako suwanai hogai desu. You had better not smoke. So nai plus hogai. Alright? So off to our example sentences to show you guys how these forms are used. Alright. Okay. Let me see. I was about to say something before. About Zuni. Since I really love Bruce Lee, I want to use one of his quotes. He says, I'll just use this area here. Do I even remember how to, let me see. Get something like this. Hold on. Okay, I forgot how to write kangai. Let me see if I can remember how to write kangai. Oh wow, I'm not going to try it. I forgot how to write kangai, which means to think. Kangairu. I'll just write it in hiragana. So kangai, if you say kangairu, oh no, sorry, kangaizuni. Kangaizuni. This here Kangaezuni. Kanjiru da. Kangaezuni. Kanjiru da. That means don't think. Feel. Don't think. Feel. Literal translated as without thinking, you feel it. Without thinking, you feel it. Kangaezuni. Kanjiru da. Kangaezuni. Kanjiru da. So, my point of writing this is to show you how zuni works. So you basically you take the verb, you put it, think of it, put it in a nai form first, like kangai nai. Kangai nai, you drop off the nai and then add zuni. And you get kangai, I'm sorry, kangai nai, kangai zuni. I forgot the e there. So kangai zuni, you should have e. E should still be there. You just want to drop off the nai at zuni. It's like without thinking, you feel it. All right, that's why it's part of the nai form. All right, so let's move on to these example sentences. First one. 私は通常言語を始めたら文法を集中せずに絶えず自然に習うことが好きです。それだけではなく話の練習をしています。その行為は口頭で行わなければならない。Alright. So, let me read it again. 私は通常言語を始めたら文法を集中せずに絶えず自然に習うことが好きです。それだけではなく話の練習をしています。その行為は口頭で行わなければならない。Alright. Okay, instead of saying, I should just say she must in general. We'll take off the stay must and just say she must. But let me translate this. Alright, so normally when I begin learning, normally when I begin languages, I just hajimetara, when I begin, okay, this is fine. Normally when I begin languages, instead of focusing on the grammar, I constantly like to learn in a more in a natural way. I constantly like to learn in a natural way. Not only that, I practice this spoken, I practice speaking a language. As far as that act of doing that, as far as practicing the languages, I have to do it orally, do it orally when I practice the language. Koto de okinawa-nakereba naranai. I have to practice that orally, of course, if I want to practice the language. If I want to get spoken practice, I have to do it orally. Okay, so watashi wa, I, tsujo is normally, gengo is language, o, gengo being the object, hajimetara, when I began. Hajimet from hajimeru, which means to begin. Bunpo, that means grammar. O, shuchu, this means to concentrate or focus. Shuchu suru, to becomes a verb. Shuchu sezuni. So we talked about suzuni instead, without. So when you have a verb like this, shuchu suru, and you want to use zuni, you basically want to drop off suru completely and you have to add se plus zuni. Okay, so without concentrating or focusing, taezu. Taezu, that means constantly. Shizen ni, naturally. Shizen means natural, but when you say shizen ni, that means in a natural way or naturally becomes an adverb. 自然に習うことがで習うことが好きです。習う is to learn, ことが好きです means liking to do that. Okay, I like to learn in a natural way. I like to learn naturally. それだけではなく not only that, not only that, 話の練習. Hanashi, which means to speak, but when you say hanashi no lenshu, that becomes a noun, which is practicing speaking, the spoken practice, the spoken exercise, the spoken training the spoken. O shimasu, I do that. So I practice my spoken language. Sono koi wa, as far as that act, sono is that, and then here koi, that means the act of doing something, like as far as doing something, as far as that act. Koi wa koto de, koto, that means orally, by mouth. Koto de okonawa nakereba naranai, it has to be done. This from the verb okonao. 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 Okay, okonao, that means to like carry something, like to carry something out. Something being done, to do something. Okay? So, that's that. Let's move on. クラスが取り消してありましたから、うちから出なくてもいいです。Very short. クラスが取り消してありましたから、うちから出なくてもいいです。So, the class has been canceled. Due to the fact that the class has been canceled, I don't have to leave the house. So, kurasu is class. Tori keshite. Now, from tori kesu, which means to cancel, and arimashita kara. So, we talked about the te form before. Te aru means something has been done. So, we have tori keshite in its te form, and we add arimasu, but now it's in the past because the class was canceled. So, you say tori keshite arimashita. So, tori keshite arimashita kara, due to the fact that the class was canceled, uchi kara, the home, my home, from the home, denai, from deru. Deru means to go out. So deru, you put in the nai form, denai, drop off the e, kutte mo ii desu, which we talked about here. Nakutte mo ii desu, that means you don't have to do something. So literally it's like even if I don't leave the house, it's okay. That's a literal translation, because temo is even if. Okay, so denakutte mo ii desu. I don't have to do that. I don't have to leave out the house because the class has been canceled. Alright, is that clear? Is that clear for you? Okay, let's move on. 言語を学ぶことは心を豊かにしてくれる気がついたから、死亡までに習い続けた方がいいです。言語を学ぶことは心を豊かにしてくれる気がついたから、死亡までに習い続けた方がいいです。Okay, I noticed something here. Instead of saying ta hogai here, which means I had better, I think we had better use narai tsuzuke nakute wa ikemasen. Okay? So, we know tsuzukeru means to continue. So, instead of saying tsuzuketa hogai, okay, we want to take that out. We'll say tsuzuke na kute wa ikemasen. Okay? Tsuzuke na kute wa ikemasen. Like that. So, shibou made ni narai tsuzuke na kute wa ikemasen. I have to study. It just makes sense. I don't think you can use. Now, let me know if I'm wrong about this. I think a long time ago I was corrected by a native speaker. They told me that you can't use ta hogai for yourself. You're going to use that for someone else. So, yeah, so it's better to just use um, I have to myself. I have to do it. Okay? So let's translate. Let's translate this real quick. Okay, so Gengo, languages. Gengo を学ぶことは so this to learn the languages 心を豊かにしてくれる so let's see 心 is heart を豊かにしてくれる now 豊かに yutaka that means enrichment so 心を豊かにしてくれる so it's like it gives this or it brings this or it gives this enriching to my heart. It makes my heart enriching. The language, like this, to learn languages, 心を豊かにしてくれる気がついたから気が this is from 気がつく気がつく気がつく気 okay 気がつく this here 気がつく that means 気がつく mean like here it means like a realization like I realized豊かにしてくれる気がついたから so I realized that learning the languages it had enriched my heart therefore 死亡までに死亡 that means death okay 死亡 means death までに that's up until death 習い続けなくてはいけません I have to continue learning up until death because of this enrichment that the languages have given me have given me or enriched my heart how it has enriched my heart so 言語を学ぶことはlet's see 言語を学ぶことは心を豊かにしてくれる気がついたから死亡までに習い続けなくてはいけません so studying languages I realized that studying language it has brought enrichment to my heart it has been enriching so I have to continue learning up until I die up until death all right makes sense moving on okay where is it all right right here 能力試験能力試験の前は私が習ったすべての言葉をできる限り多く使って一つの文にしなくてはいけない。能力試験の前は私が習ったすべての言葉をできる限り多く使って一つの文にしなくてはいけない。So, 能力 means ability. 能力 she can is an exam. The ability the ability exam の前は before that exam 私が習ったすべての言葉 so all of the すべて means all so すべての言葉 means all of the words that I learned 私が習ったすべての言葉 that means all of the vocabulary or all of the words that I've learned をできる限り多く so できる限り means to as much as possible 限りできる限り多く使って so use all of those words those vocabulary words that I learned as much as possible 一つの文に so 一つ is one and bun is like a sentence like a sort of sentence so using all the words that I've learned in one sentence にしなくてはいけません I have to do that okay so this no ryokushi can refer to like a JOPT, the Japanese exam, this big exam, like just a Japanese test. Before that exam, I have to take all the words that I've learned. I have to take all the words that I learned and put them using. Okay, this is hard to translate this sentence here. I have to take all the words. I have to take all the words that I've learned and put them together, all in like one sentence, as much as possible. I have to create like a sentence using all the vocabulary words I've learned. I have to do that as much as possible. That's what this sentence means. Alright? So, I hope that makes sense. Let's move on. Alright, this one. 疑問詞と重要な言葉、その他いろいろを学んだ後に、OK。母国語とする人々と練習するのは忘れない方がいいです。疑問詞と重要な言葉、その他いろいろを学んだ後に、母国語とする人々と練習するのは忘れない方がいいです。So, 疑問詞, that means the inner 疑問詞 is the interrogatives. 疑問詞 interrogatives and 重要な言葉. 重要 means important. So, 重要な言葉, important words. その他, other than that, besides those, いろいろ, その他いろいろを学んだ後に. So, it's like the interrogatives and the interrogatives, important words, and other things after learning those or after studying those, 母国語とする人々, native speakers. 母国語 means mother tongue. But when you say 母国語とする人々, that means the native speakers in general. と練習するのは to practice with them, those native speakers, 忘れない方がいいです. Let me see. 忘れない方がいい. You better not forget. You had better not forget to practice with those native speakers. 忘れない方がいいです. So, after you learn the interrogatives, important words, and other things, don't forget to practice with the native speakers. Alright? So again, 疑問詞, that means the interrogatives. 重要な言葉. 重要 is the important, and then the 言葉 will be the words. その他いろいろ. So in other things, other than those mentioned. を学んだ後に. So after those are learned, 学んだ後に, 母国語 mother tongue とする人々, the native speakers, 練習する to practice, のは忘れない. So 忘れる, which we know that means to forget. 忘れる. 忘れる. So 忘れない方がいいです. You better not forget. Make sense? Alright. This one here. What I got here? What did I write? Yube. Oh, I see. Okay. Yube. Right? Yube. Niki o kaita ato wa takusan no konatta wadai o souzou shita node, ima, or konban, futatabi kakanakutte mo kamawanai. Yube, Niki o kaita ato wa takusan no konatta wadai o souzou shita node, konban futatabi kakanakutte mo kamawanai. So, yube, that means, you could say kino yoru also. Yube, that means last night. Niki, that means the journal. Kaita, kaku, which means to write. Sorry about all that. You got the kids out there playing, all that noise. Okay, so kaita ato wa, so after. Toki wa, wait. When, okay, I'm sorry. Kaita toki, when, part of that. Takusan is a lot. Konata wadai. Konata, this here means different. So konata wadai, different topics. O souzo. Souzo means to create. Souzo means to create. Souzo shita no de, create. Created since that happened. Konban, which is tonight. Futatabi, again. Kakanakutte mo kamawanai. Kaku means. Okay, I think I got cut off. Let me go back up here. So kaita toki wa, when that was written, then takusan is a lot. Takusan no konata. Konata, that means different. Wadai is a topic. So konata wadai, different topics. O sozo. Sozo means to create. So sozo shita no de, since whatever was created. Konban is tonight. Futatabi is again. And then kaku, kakanakutte mo kamawanai. So from this kanji here is from kaku, which means to write. And then kamawanai, this is just, it doesn't matter. Going back up to what we introduced for the nai-ke. Alright, so let's translate this. Okay, so last night, when I wrote my journal last night, I created, let me see, when I wrote my journal last night, I created a lot of different topics. So tonight, I don't have to write again. I don't have to create those topics again tonight, because yesterday or last night I did that when I wrote my journal. We have a bunch of noise going on here. Okay, so again, last night when I wrote my journal, I created a lot of topics when I wrote that journal. So tonight I don't have to write them. I don't have to do it again since I did it last night. Make sense? So let me know if something wasn't clear here. Let me know if there's anything that I messed up on, or anything here that you're not clear of. Other than that, that's it for this lesson. And the next lesson, I don't know when, maybe the end of this week or the beginning of next week, we'll see. But this is the lesson for actually last week. I was just a little late putting it up. So, alright, that's it. Look forward to your comments or video responses. Thanks for viewing.